Welcome to the continuation of our adventure in Nine Souls. This should be video segment number 11, and if it looks familiar, that's because we're exactly where we started last time around, right at the foot of the final boss, Agong, whom we will make another fresh attempt on today after having spent over 6 hours on her already. That is a record, incidentally, for content that we have shown on our stream. This is officially and objectively the hardest boss fight that we've recorded here thus far. And last time, at the end of the session, we made it all the way to the very start of Phase 3, where I was cut down within a matter of seconds. So, if we can make it back to Phase 3 with some consistency today, we can hopefully make a little further progress in learning that pattern, but it was quite a mountain to climb to get there in the first place, so we'll have to see just how consistent we can be. In terms of the current setup that we have, we're staying with Cloud Piercer Arrow because it's a nice and quick interrupt that we need in Phase 2 in an emergency, and I'm still going with Iron Skin so we can get plenty of healing back, because we need every bit of health that we can manage. And last time I switched over from the Breather to the Recovery Jade because sometimes we just don't get a hit in, and it's easier actually to just play Avoidance for large stretches of the fight. And so I think we're keeping more or less the same setup today, unless we have a reason to maybe switch off the knockback protection onto something else. That's the only one that I'd really consider switching out at this point, and I think we have been somewhat relying on it. Although, if we start to parry everything a little bit more cleanly, as we'll need to do in order to get through this fight successfully, then we might fine-tune this a little further. So, I'm sure the first few attempts will be a little awkward as we warm up and just to get accustomed to the movement and mechanics again. But let's get into it and see how we do today. Again, it was a huge undertaking last time just to get through Phase 2 at all. Indeed, just to get to Phase 2 consistently without taking too much damage. So we'll have to get warmed up here. Build up some charges that we can. That's always one where we prefer to back out. We haven't really gotten much of a hit in yet, but I'm attempting to... Yeah, that's the problem, is that it's very easy to just get hit by everything. Luckily, we're still largely on red health right now, which is healable if we just keep away for a bit. But as you can see, we've inflicted very little damage so far, and that's going to need to change if we are to succeed. Okay, there we go. Watch out of this one. We'll just try to get some of that health back again. Just slashing nice broad strokes, but we'll need to avoid that a lot better than we've been doing. Get out of that because she slashes very widely in the back. Whoops, that was an accidental projectile. That's a bad idea because we really need to save the projectiles for Phase 2. We'll need to burn off our first heal of this attempt already pretty soon, I think. Because we got no health before. No red health for recovering that, so let's just get out of here for a moment. Building up charges is thankfully not an issue in this fight. I have had to use one heal so far, but at least we're almost through Phase 1. Which, for the first warm-up attempt, isn't too bad. Oh, nope. That, however, is quite bad. It takes off half the bar when you don't manage to parry this attack with the rectangular talisman signal early enough, or if you're in the wrong position. So yeah, we are falling apart a little bit here. I will need to heal up out of this one. So let's try to get the red health back first before we do that, and get into a position of safety where I can pop that. Okay. A couple of talismans here. And then we are almost into phase 2. Phase 2, here we go. Now, phase 2, we need to plan the unbounded counter on the first attack. And then she might follow it up with the same attack. That's usually what catches us off guard. That's a new part of the pattern right there. And stand back on that one. Yeah, missed. Missed. Unfortunately, that does take you down pretty quickly. Yeah, I was off the ground a little bit too long for deflecting the long-range attack that time. That's usually the circumstance when, if I feel like my timing is off, we need to use the arrow shot as the interrupt to get out of trouble. Because it was a little bit late on being able to charge up the parry that time. Not the worst first attempt, though. Oh, we're in pretty big trouble. Already had to burn one heal pretty early without having to inflict much damage. Got lots of opportunity to build up charges at least. Still a bit inaccurate on the blocks. And then, yeah, nearly got in trouble that time. Nope. Can't underestimate the range on that. We'll need a second heal. Need a third heal. Okay, this is not a great attempt, but again, we'll just need to get back into phase 2 to practice anyway. The attempt that took us into phase 3 yesterday had a phase 1 that didn't burn any heals at all. That's the level of accuracy we'll need here. Even if you're out of her range, you still need to tap the parry with the appropriate timing just in case she reaches. Okay. Yeah, burnt most of our heals already, unfortunately, going into phase 2, but we need to practice phase 2, so let's try it again. No, released too early. And yeah, no, that cut me down very quickly. Nope, missed it. Amazing that I actually survived that given the circumstances. We kind of missed both blocks that time. It's okay, really still a warm-up. So this is the interrupt. The interrupt kind of protects you from the shot and also stops the entire long-range pattern. But mostly you do need to stay grounded for a lot of this, just in case he charges up. And need to deflect like that. That was how to do it correctly that time. Okay, let's just try to get some kind of hit in here. Not really been able to approach yet. I got caught deep in the explosion that time. Okay, actually managed to get it. Timing was a bit tight that time, but we managed. Released too early. Nope. Yeah, it is important not to get too much distance from her on the long-range attack, because then you can't have a clear read on screen for when the projectile is about to be released. So, a bit rougher in the first attempt, but at least we are getting into phase 2, even if we're expending far too many heals to reach that point. Pulled up some charges nice and early. Oh, nope, too low. Already in quite a bit of trouble. Get out a little bit. Yeah, sometimes the facing correction is going to matter. Oh, almost got caught. We have enough charges, so we don't need to parry everything. As long as we stay safe. Need to give her some distance here. Okay. It's standing too close. I knew that. I knew I went the wrong way in that one. But we are in phase 2. Burned 3 heals already, unfortunately. Nope, got caught that time. I was trying to jump out of that. That did not go. Still left the charges. Okay, give her some distance. Not really doing much damage right now, though. It's taking too long to get through this phase. Because I haven't been able to get in and actually hit. Nope. Saved by the interrupt. And that's going to be death. Really can't be hit by a single one of those, because they take off about half the bar, and we can't always get in a situation where we heal up to full in advance. So that's always going to be the risk for route. But we are getting to phase 2 every time at least, which is a decent improvement from the last stream, even though right now it's a little bit sloppy as we put the fight back together. I want to remember. Build bunch of charges. Oh, get out. Get out of this one too. With the approach we're doing right now, I am relying mostly on talisman damage. Because we are at full charges most of the time. Nope, caught too low that time. Luckily, just above the line when it comes to health. That was really quite rough. Yeah, the thrust that she does has a bit of a tap, tap, tap rhythm to it. And we've gotten used to that, but still not catching it perfectly all the time. Bit of a facing direction issue. Okay, that's phase 2. Let's heal up to be preemptively safe. Welcome, Art Pop. Just in time. Almost late for that one. Okay. Let's regroup here a little bit. Yeah, actually getting an attack in this phase had been a bit of an issue. But we've been trying to go extra safe. Nope, we need the interrupt here. I fired in the wrong direction, unfortunately. We need to pop the heal. Wait for the next opportunity. Not been able to get in here yet. Yeah, a little bit inaccurate. Let's get out. Not released too early. That's a big problem. Yeah, I'll catch up and chat between attempts. I can't really look over at the moment while we're dodging, so. Back off. It's improving at least. Oh, all misses, unfortunately. Big problem here. Have to heal up. Oh, that reaches so far.
No, I have to interrupt out of this one. And I was a little bit late, unfortunately. So Artpop, you're betting on 2 hours into the stream. Oh, I don't know about that. But we are getting to phase 2 consistently at least. But we're getting it to phase 2 with too many heals already expended. But we've been getting deep into phase 2 in terms of survivability. I'm not being cut down quite as easily. So the question is, how soon can we get to a state where we have the opportunity to even learn phase 3? Because we've had some improvement here, parry timings in particular, but there's a long way to go. And wrong way. Yeah, that was way too risky. Trying to get more damage phases in here with the talisman. I always underestimate the last part of the thrust. Back off. Nope. Got chipped there. Just a little. Back off. Oh, nearly missed a jump out of that one. Okay, phase 2, 1 heal down. Pretty good. Pretty good. Stay grounded. Too early. No, we have the opportunity to just back off and heal most of this. But not if I get hit like that. No. That was bad. Yeah, I've been releasing too early today, which is unusual because the problem usually was that in the previous attempts we had too little time to start the unbounded counter, but I've been starting it up too early and releasing it too early. So we're in position, the timing is off. So, yeah, okay, that fell apart quickly, unfortunately. Good phase 1, though. Good phase 1, down just 1 heal. At just about a full bar, it's just that we messed up the phase 2 counters. If we had a phase 2 that was as good as some of the earlier ones we'd already seen today, that would have progressed quite a bit further. Nope, got caught. I thought I could dash out of that. That's wrong. Further, but still a bit of sloppiness to clean up. Let's wait for an opportunity and just regroup. Nope. Almost got caught there. learning to attack into for frontal attack when I'm mostly charged, and otherwise we use it to build charges. This should get us phase 2. Okay. 1 heal and a bit. So not too bad, as long as we stabilize. Build some charges. Just wait for some opportunities. We've been doing it extra patiently, which does become a stamina problem if you overcommit to it. But if it gets us to phase 3 so we can learn it, we'll just stick with the method. It's just that each attempt winds up being really long. At least too early. Okay. Back off. Just got caught there. Oh, just trying to build charges. I missed. No, that was bad. Terrible position on that one. Okay, oh, too close. And dashed the wrong way. Okay. That fell apart, unfortunately. Yeah, Art Pop, I had switched to that Jade that causes internal damage on every parry for a while. I might switch back to it. The reason I'd taken it off again was because I still wasn't doing it accurately enough to have an impact, but my parries on the standard sword swings from her have significantly improved, and so I am entertaining the possibility of switching back to that one. We kind of built extra defensively because I was still trying to get some basic accuracy down on being able to block it all. And I have been going very heavily to talisman damage because we're building up the charges nicely, but I can't always approach, and so that's been the better way to do it, I think. But we're parrying much better now, and so I absolutely see the case to switch back to that Jade. Okay. Still a bit imperfect, though, on a lot of these. Yeah, yesterday, or not yesterday, but the last time we streamed this, we were barely getting any of the parries off the white attacks. That's actually been the most noticeable improvement today, in fact. By a very long shot. Oh. That was a misread. Oh. No, that did not wind up having the timing that I needed to have it work as an interrupt. Nope, got caught. Went too low there. Let's wait for the heal first, and then we'll pop our own heals soon. When I have an opening. I'll need it. Too inaccurate. Back off for a moment. Oh, misread it. Yeah, let's this way. That was a bit of a problem there, but we made it. Bad position there. I knew I was going to get caught by that. Nope. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately late on the interrupt. And we'll be down to last heal. Whoop. Oh, that was bad. We'll be down to no heals. And no, falling apart a bit here. Okay, phase 3. So last time we just got slashed immediately. This is our second time ever seeing phase 3. And we don't have enough heals to top off. And she cut me down from nearly a full bar previously, so... There's a particular rhythm to that, and she caught me. Okay. So there's a particular rhythm to that first attack in terms of how white and red attacks are alternated. And I don't quite have it yet, obviously. Now, if you are in the air, at least, you don't need to worry too much about the facing direction on the block. But the fact that we made it back to phase 3 already is actually encouraging, because technically, despite the health situation and the fact that we were at 0 heals rather than 3, in terms of lasting a bit longer in phase 3, about 8 seconds instead of 4, as you said, that actually is the personal best, technically speaking. I mean, we knew that something fast is coming in as soon as phase 3 happens. I just haven't had a chance to figure out what exactly it is yet, because there's a sequence of, I think, 2 white, 2 red, 2 white or something, and I don't have the timing down, so when it does enough damage to nearly take out a full bar, there's not much we can do there, I think, until we've just seen it a few times. So the more we're able to get back there, the better off we are. It's really the trick to learn late phases in anything. It's just getting there consistently is the basic requirement.
Plus, the fact that we made it there already is ahead of my expectations. Because a couple of things have already improved today. When it just comes to the standard parry. And yeah, we may indeed switch to the deal damage on every parry. Just to get through the early phases more aggressively. Tell the normal attacks from her posture by this point, and it's just a matter of matching the rhythm. Oh, got caught. Landed too early behind her, too close to. So, it's very unfortunate. We will need to blow a heal in just a moment when the opportunity arises. Okay, one heal going into phase 2. Stay low. Taking too much damage here. Let's back off and try to heal it up. Back off a little bit just to get it back first. That was bad. Yeah, that threw me off my rhythm there, just getting too close into the uppercut attack. That was looking decent, but it did fall apart quickly again. I do use the water talisman, yes. I have been very accustomed to it ever since we built the skill that reduces the number of charges it consumes. Basically, ever since I've had this, I've switched to water flow because you can just do it a single tap and you don't need to stand in one place. It might be interesting to see, now that we're getting more parries down, I think the one that I would switch would probably be knockback, but let's figure it out. Oh, except this costs 3. That was the issue last time, because the thing is, if I take off Swift Descent, we don't get to dodge us down quickly enough. I need Iron Skin, because right now we're getting hit enough that I do need plenty of recovery on the red health, so it's a little difficult to see. I think I had tried to switch to it last time by taking off these two, and then we can try it because the parries, again, have been getting better. But we'll see if the trade-off is worth it right now, or if we need to still defend a little bit better first. Yeah, I was not really familiar enough with full control when I tried it. I found that it was missing some kind of tactile response that I was looking for whether I was doing it correctly. Oh, got caught too low. That's unfortunate. No, that was almost too low, but
And luckily dodged through it. Well, apart from a really rough early start, we've stabilized a little bit on this at least. Actually, it does get you through the phase really quickly. We might keep this because I'm still able to dodge well enough. That's the important thing. We'll see if that's true in phase 2 as well. Missing everything here. Okay. Nope. That was unfortunate. Okay, at least we jumped around it, which is not always the case, but I did miss my whole unbounded counter opportunity that time, and we're caught well out of position. Let's just try to get back into the game here. Nope, got nothing done on that heal. Okay. Nope, too close. Undershot that slightly. Yeah, I've been getting caught by the uppercut quite a bit, actually. It is blockable, but we're not catching the timing on it. I usually just try to stand far away from that and not get caught by the uppercut at all, but that time did not work. We'll run this setup a little bit more just to see if we can consistently defend well with it without getting into things like knockback problems. Because obviously I would like to get through phase 2 faster so we're not stalling for quite so much and have to dash around for so long. A little imprecise here. But... oh, dropped too low. Taking too much damage here. Yeah, I tried a little too hard to go aggressive and stay close. Sometimes we do need to back out. Oh, tried to do the air dodge that time and we were late. Hence dropping into such a bad position. No, bad. Ran the wrong way. So, very movement intensified. Oh, nope, wrong button, actually. I was trying to dodge and I dropped a talisman by mistake. That's a very rough phase 1, actually. Very unfortunate. We should be able to get to phase 2, though, right now. 4 heals down, though, that's really not going to cut it. Okay. Oh. Need to remember to dash out of that. Jumping isn't enough, but it's off. Okay. The uppercut's been a problem. A little bit inaccurate, but that. Nearly out of position that time, but landed just in time. Let's try to stabilize a bit here. Oh no. Too far into the uppercut. Trying to get out. Pop a heal just in case. Already down too far though. Then we have a bad phase one to thank for that. Okay, a bit late on the interrupt that time. Hasn't been as successful as an interrupt as it was yesterday. Maybe it was, or last time rather. Maybe my timing is just off today. Because if you do it too late, it doesn't help. Even though last time it seemed like it was giving me a bit of an invulnerable window at one point. We have to use the last heal. It's too risky otherwise. No, the uppercut's a real problem. Okay, interrupted it with the phase transition, but look at how low the health is. We're out of heals. We're not likely to survive much. What if I tried to shoot her right away to start here? Also, when do we switch to Thunder? I thought I'd gone Cloud. Did I switch to the wrong one by mistake? No wonder. Okay, no wonder. Hang on. When did I switch to Thunder? I thought I was on Cloud. Maybe I clicked on it by mistake or something when I was paging through here. Because no wonder we couldn't get the interrupt. Cloud is the interrupt, but Thunder doesn't interrupt. Yeah, no wonder that wasn't working. Personal best in terms of damage to third phase. Oh, and that we actually got one shot off with the Thunder. I wasn't looking at the damage bar at all. I was just trying to anticipate the pattern, but given how low on health I wasn't likely to survive much of it at all, so... Already too low. Oh, no, too low. I landed too early. Standing a little too close, but we made it out. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, if we're at full charge, we punish the forward attack with Talisman. We don't need to parry necessarily. In phase 2, we kind of need to parry, I think, because then it defends against the uppercut attack. But in phase 1, we can afford to go Talisman into it. Until we run out of charges. A little bit low here. Let's heal up. Missed everything here. Nope. Okay, 3 heals down, not great, but might still be playable. Yeah, let's try to go parry into her forward attack, not Talisman, because that gets us into less trouble with the uppercut, it seems. Yeah, because we can get out of the uppercut before it happens. Uppercut seems to follow the incoming Talisman attack quite a bit. Oops. Yeah, it does. That's what we need to watch out for. That's why we get the aerial parry on it when we can. Yep. Wrong way, but let's just get out. Yeah, always expect the uppercut after her attack with green outline. Always. That's the thing that is consistently new about this phase. Other than the long range attack, of course. Yeah, get way out of it, and unfortunately, if you don't get way out of it, this happens. I'm trying to heal up here. Get out. Watch out for the teleport sometimes. Nope. Missed a standard block, unfortunately. I knew I wasn't getting a healing opportunity yet until I blocked that pattern, and we missed a little bit. Got decently far into phase 2 that time, though. Considering what a bad state we were in going in. That was actually a reasonably defended phase 2. Okay. I'm going to pace myself a little bit here because this is intensive on the left thumb. There's so much movement.
and so much quick tapping back and forth that you have to take care of one's digits here. Because this is a bit of a workout. Whoop. I'll answer your question when I have time to read it. But give me a moment to actually find an opportunity to look away from the fight. When it makes sense. Okay, so you said, have I considered more unbound counters on her attacks? I originally started using unbound counter on the orb bomb that comes down. That was my original approach, actually, on my first many attempts. I found that, well, part of the problem back when I was doing it back then was that I had not yet learned to consistently read the difference between the two attacks that she signals, depending on the shape that she's making when the attack is read. So the unbound counter on the orb coming down, I know, does a little bit of knockback in response. That gives you an opening. It's just that we couldn't get it down very consistently before, but maybe we're at a stage of learning to fight where we can start to weave that back in when it makes sense. I found that sometimes I react to it a little bit too late anyway, though, in that I might be stuck in midair or jumping or something when that attack is signaled, because staying in the air is so important for the other red attack, the one that comes forward. And so if I'm in midair at the time that it happens, I'm not going to get the chance to plan the unbound counter, right? So I have to dash away. And so I found that this was a bit of a safer way to play for me. Because you see it like that. I'm seeing the signal when I'm in midair. So if I'm in midair when she's doing the other signal, then I get a very easy parry, you see? So in terms of risk and reward, I think that's just a trade-off I've accepted. If we can do the unbound counter, we will, but it causes some positioning issues sometimes with distinguishing at a moment's notice which attack is incoming. Yeah, you see, I'm just not in position to do it. If I can really see it coming clearly, then I'll do it, but very inaccurate. But healable. Okay. One heal on the third or so. Could be worse. Get out. Uppercut. Yeah, unfortunately, missed the first one. Should have probably just burned the interrupt on one of those, but that's okay. Get out of the uppercut. No need to risk it too much when we're high on charges. Wrong way. Just wait for an opportunity. Whoa. Knew I was having some range issues that time. Oh no. Big trouble. Yeah, there we go. Got it for once.
No, interrupt. Yeah, you see, this arrow gets you out. Get out. Bit inaccurate. Nope. Get out. Oh, I could have countered that one, but... And this one. That's okay. Let's just be a little defensive here while I try to set up a heal. Get out. We're close to phase 3. This might do it. Phase 3. Okay, at 3 heals and a bit, but actually equivalent to our first attempt on phase 3 yesterday. But now let's try to get some dodges. Okay, downward attack. Okay, we survived that. And then it's back to something familiar, mostly. Well, mostly. But we need to just dash out with the uppercut afterwards. Okay. Don't have a consistent idea of it yet, but... Oh, got caught. We need to burn a heal down. Sure. Okay. Well, that is a personal best. That is a personal best. We don't quite have the rhythm of the pattern yet, but we actually didn't get hit by the red attacks in the fast sequence that time. It is a set of attacks that seem to come in pairs. But we just need to get the read on when it's incoming. And at that time I was caught a little bit out of position when I actually should have fired an interrupt on the long-range attack, knowing that I was going to be a little bit late on the block. So... And... yeah, so Art Pop, you were saying you did a sizable amount of internal damage on the unbound counter on the orb attack. Yeah, that's something we could consider. I don't know if that means you were using reciprocation or not, or something else that would help to magnify that. I definitely feel like we have to keep these 3, though. I really don't have the leeway to let up on any of these right now. Maybe recovery can go eventually if we really do a long avoidance pattern, if I have a long heal that needs to happen. But right now I'm trying to maintain some survivability so we can actually learn the fight. If we get to a state where we can read phase 3 more consistently, then I can start pushing damage a little bit. Oh yeah, you were saying that I did a sizable amount of internal damage on the unbound counter. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely wasn't reading that meter at a time. I was just trying to survive. Okay. A little low on charges right now. Let's try to build some up. Out of position a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty good. Nope, got caught a little bit there. Nope, way out of position. Nope, off the ground, couldn't get that one. damage here, though. Nope. Wow, that was actually the first time we've lost in phase 1 today. I was trying to get out of there so I could heal, but we were off the timing on several of the blocks, so that was a bad start. Yeah, you were saying earlier that you also did Unbound counter on the downward slash. Yeah, I'm probably not going to risk that. It's enough trouble just to try to get out of that one. I'm usually not on the ground long enough to do that. I find that in this genre in general, I have a habit of wanting to stay off the ground and play aerial combat. I think a number of games trained me to do that. We had to really break that habit for Mio Memories in Orbit, because that game has all kinds of energy management that requires you to stay grounded. And it was a huge adjustment. So I know that I have kind of a bias towards doing little jumps everywhere, and which does occasionally kill the opportunity to do the Unbound counter with these mechanics. Oh, no, I was trying to do the aerial block that time. That was late. I missed it completely. That's a huge amount of incoming damage when you do miss it. Oh, yeah, once again, just too late. It was on cooldown or something, I think. Yeah, getting caught by that attack twice was a huge problem in this attempt. So, not great. Starting to flail a little bit in phase 1, I think, maybe from taking a few too many risks. Oh, no. Hang on. Yeah, this one and the last one have been a bad phase 1 all over again, and that's really not very auspicious. But we'll get into phase 2, 2.5 down, I have to pop one. So 3 heals down. Oh, jumped too early on that. No, let's interrupt this one. Yeah. Got caught. Okay. Nope. Tried to jump out of that and missed. So yeah, a little bit rough here today. Released too early. But got out. So, a bit rough this time around, but we'll try to at least get to phase 3. Oh, could have blocked that one for sure. Just too far in. Let's try to get the red heal. Just get out for a little bit until we do. Oh, nope, misread. Okay, we have to heal up. Oh, dashed the wrong way, actually. I'm gonna go away, not towards. Very rough. That's the last heal already. We're not even out of phase 2 yet. Block that one easily. Miraculously, we'll get to phase 3. Let's try not to get cut down instantly. Can I go for interrupt early? Yes, actually. You can. So, you can prevent the first attack from being the one that zips everywhere if you interrupt at the beginning of phase 3. So if we have the ammo, we should do that, and I'll just know to stay on the ground this time now that we know that's going to happen. Artpop, you're saying to run before you won. You lost to phase 1 almost immediately. Yeah, sometimes you need to get that out of your system, right? I like the idea of doing the interrupt right at the start of phase 3. We won't be able to read the port out all that often necessarily, but at least that might give us a long stretch to actually survive and attack properly. Instead of losing a full bar to the first pattern right away. Last time we didn't see that interaction because I was on the wrong arrow. Okay. Nope, I was starting to charge the counter there and I hesitated a bit and let go. And so, yeah, no, that was terrible. I waffled a little bit on whether that was the correct read and that fell apart instantly. Speaking of phase 1 chokes. Didn't get out quickly enough. Nope, missed my jump. Let's heal up a little bit and then, whoop. I said heal up a little bit, but it's going to be academic in a moment if we don't get out of here. No, dashed in too quickly. We have to heal. I was trying to delay it until we got some red health back, but that was disastrous. Nope, way out of position. Nope, bad opportunity to heal. Didn't quite have the range to do it safely. Okay, plenty of time to heal up that damage naturally. So we're 2 heals down going into phase 2. Get out. Not gonna mess with that attack too much. Get out. Very inaccurate all around, actually. Let's try to heal up naturally. No, oh, good. Should have played avoidance until the red bar came back. Yeah, that's a lot of red healing that we lost, unfortunately. We were way out of range to deal with that. Nope, interrupt. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, no, she did the attack behind herself into that, so couldn't get into that position safely. Let's get out and heal. Okay. Stabilize. Again. Yeah, no, let's not mess with that. Out of range anyway, so... need to heal when I'm able. Get out. I should be phase 3. Heal up preemptively and interrupt. Oh, that totally didn't go. Okay, burn 2 of those. However, we didn't interrupt that pattern at all. Oh, no, and then the landing got me. Okay, I need to read the signal for that attack. I don't know when she's going into it. When she teleports, she's going into it, but I don't know the timing relative to it. Because that happened twice in a row that time. And we landed when she was doing her rear attack. So... I just didn't catch the interrupt timing that time, too, in terms of when in the phase transition we can actually hit it. There is a point in the phase transition when we can actually interrupt that attack right before she ports. I couldn't quite catch it. And rather, I didn't know if I could catch it. But we are getting to phase 3. Despite a lot of sloppiness along the way. Oh, landed too early. I need to heal up already. That was a close one. Okay, getting closer to phase transition. Let's not choke now. There we go. That's phase 2. Heal in a bit. Not too bad. Let's get the blocks. Get out. Nope, we need to interrupt this one out of position. Way out of range for that anyway, so. Bad positioning, but we got out. I could have caught that one. We need to interrupt this one. I didn't get it. Nope, I was trying to jump out, and wow, that was almost death. We need to heal. Missed it. Need to heal again. Okay. Get out. That was almost a problem. Too close. Okay, I have to heal up. Unfortunately, too many mistakes. Nope. Get out. No. Wrong way. I saw how close I was trying to get a talisman opportunity right now, and that was too aggressive. We'll have to heal out of this one anyway, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, we got lots of internal damage that's healable. Let's try to keep away for a little bit. Unfortunately not. I have to heal. Can't wait on this one, I think. No, I really needed to pop the heal there. I was hoping to heal that third of a bar that was red health. Too risky. We could have just continued. That was just about personal best as well, I think, in terms of just seeing more of that. We did get the first interrupt before the big attack that slashes everywhere comes in. There is a particular cadence to it that we have to learn how to catch. And I've at least been living through that. But we need to see it properly. Now we got down to phase 3 at about 2 heals that time, I think, so that was still playable. Enough leeway to work with that we can read the fight if we get the first interrupt and play cleanly out of that. It's just that the familiar attack patterns are strung together a little bit differently on that phase. And we need to check what it is and perceive it a little better all around. Okay. Nope. I misread that. And can't catch that one. Just not in position. Okay, there we go. Get some charges. A little bit inaccurate. Okay, no heals expended yet going into phase 2. And we managed to counter some things pretty aggressively and successfully that time. Oh, gotta get out of there. Yeah, I forgot. She does the rear attack going out of the orb attack on that phase, so we can't just talisman through her quite like that. We should slash from in front if we counter the orb. No, that's going to be close to death. We need to heal. That was a mistake. Big problem here. Let's heal. No, got caught. Let's see if we can just keep away until the red health comes back, and then... Oh, I need to interrupt this one. Nope, no. Just stun locked out of it. That was terrible. Yeah, no, the uppercut is causing tons of problems. I'm going to be down many heals now. Need to stabilize. No, just couldn't get out of that. Yeah, we got caught by the uppercut way too many times that time. Very many mistakes. That's okay, these things are fixable. It was a good phase 1 though. Good phase 1, bit of a choke in phase 2. That was a bit of a problem, but got out. Okay, excellent phase 1. Excellent phase 1. That's what we need to win this. Nope, missed my counter. Oh, no, got it, actually. But then you can't just port behind her for that. We need to remember that. You don't go Talisman into the orb counter on this phase. Got caught. Unfortunately, got nothing done into the first heal. That was squandered. Oh, no, that was a problem. Had to get out in an emergency. And then got caught by too many things at once. Let's... nowhere close. No. Once again, just out of position. No, that's been a problem. Just not dashing out in time. No, again. Really squandering that good phase 1 here. And again, yeah, missed a Q for that because we were off the ground. Need to watch out. It's been really sloppy this time. Really sloppy. Just about perfect phase 1, and we absolutely wasted it. Stabilizing a little bit at least. Too far out. Yeah, no, just stay back. Okay, phase 3. Used too many projectiles though. No, can't buy too much stuff. We need heal. Okay, she follows that up differently now. That's one thing we haven't accounted for, is that when you deflect a long-range attack, it gets followed up by the attack that jumps everywhere. And we still don't have the right timing for how to block when she jumps out. But yeah, because previously on phase 2, when you block the long-range sword attack,
usually there's a very predictable follow-up that you can jump into. This time it's a little bit different. The follow-ups to the attacks in general have shuffled around a little bit in phase 3, and we need to watch out. But we're seeing more of phase 3, and we're gradually picking up this kind of thing. That's what we need to do. Now that time had a near perfect phase 1. We need more like that, and a less sloppy phase 2 to follow it up. No, let's just get up for this one. A little more charges. Get out. Oh, we should have gone Talisman into that one, but that's okay. Wrong attack, unfortunately. Yeah. That was a bit of a misread on one of those. No, that was a problem. Let's stabilize a little bit first. Okay, we do need to burn 1 heal going into this phase. Let's get red health back first. Yeah, that was a mistake. Get out, and then let's find the next heal. Now, actually, let's do it. It's overhealing, but I don't mind. We need some safety here. Oh, no, got caught. I was trying to air dodge that, or air block that, and that just did not go that time. Bad landing timing. Yeah, we need to heal out of this one too, then. Too far. Nope. No. Hesitated. Yeah, no. Just got knocked down. And of course, if you don't have to knock back recovery together for that, then that cuts you down instantly. A bit too much hesitation on what to do that time on the long-range attack. I momentarily thought I misread it and wavered a little bit as to whether to counter or get into the block, and sometimes you just don't have time to decide. You just have to read it and go. Yeah, phase 1 is getting pretty consistent though, at least I say as I make an opening mistake right away. Oh, let's get out for this one.
Okay, phase 2. Let's heal up just in case. I was a bit worried that time that I didn't get the timing, but we got it. Let's get out for this one. No, that was a misread, but luckily out of range of the attack. Nope, I was trying to block into that, and it was too late. Rather, if you've just dropped a talisman, you don't have block available for a moment. There is a cooldown on it that I'm not reading. I was mid-heal, I had to do the interrupt there. Because otherwise it was going to be too late to get into it. Well, no. Out of position. In midair and behind her, we really needed to get the interrupt there as well, but I misjudged it. I thought I could land in time. Just got caught at a bad time. You do need to stay pretty grounded in phase 2 just in case you have the long-range attack come out of nowhere. So oh, landed too early. Sometimes I need to double jump out of that. That's the actual answer. Let's get none of those charges. Nope, bad landing, but we got out. Okay, one more talisman should do it. Good. No heals spent yet, and we're getting into phase 2. Nope, almost meant to jump out of there. Let's get out. Was actually kind of late. Okay, let's get healed just in case. That was not great, but that's okay, we got out. No. Once again, you can't air block immediately out of talisman. It basically is on a cooldown, and I've made that mistake many times at this point. need to heal soon. I was too far away to read that accurately. Nope, same mistake, almost. Got out. Need to get out. No, 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 too late. No, 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 I just missed it completely. That was an easy block too, we had plenty of setup time. But I knew I had to nail it to open up the next healing opportunity, and we just couldn't get there. Could have gone pretty far in that attempt. Okay, let's get out for a minute. Heal up. Oh, we could have just dropped the attack on here. No, shouldn't have gotten poked there. Lost a lot of red health. No, got caught. This will get us phase 2, but unfortunately we are 2 heals down, or will be very soon. Let's just let up on the second heal until we've seen this bit. Get out. Heal. Too much inaccuracy there. Too close. No, misread it. I was too late. Hesitated a bit much on that. And then, yeah, no, this is a disaster. So we got caught mid-jump when she started that up. That went all right for a long time, and then it didn't. We've had a couple of sequences like that. It does fall apart quickly if you're not attentive. jump into that necessarily. We do to get to counter. I need to heal up soon. I haven't found the opportunity yet. Okay, phase 2. Heal and a half down. Okay, at least we deflected the second one after I missed the first one. Having some trouble here. Need to interrupt this one. I'm out of position. Nope. Bad landing. It's been a bit sloppy this time. I need to prepare to block the uppercut if we are getting in for her forward attack like that. I used to dread the long-range attack, but now it's actually become the clearest opportunity. Of course, not when you miss like that. I will need to heal when I can. No, this has got to be an interrupt. I'm way out of position. Burned too many projectiles in my face. Phase 3 with 1 heal remaining. Let's try to get the first shot. See what she does. No. Bad landing on that. Rather, I didn't see where she was landing or what she was facing. Caught on the landing. Don't know how I'm supposed to see that. And caught on the landing again. I don't quite see the regularity to that yet. That's the problem, is that when she's dashing around, you know, sometimes we get the red attacks that are in midair, sometimes we just land into some kind of hazard, and I haven't seen enough of that, and it goes by so quickly that I haven't had a chance to really figure out what the pattern is, because we're kind of landing in danger every time. Personal best at about 2 hours. Yeah, that was kind of personal best. I mean, we were going into phase 3 with only 1 heal remaining, but in terms of staying alive long enough to actually deal some damage, that was at least tied for best, I would think. It's pretty close to it. But so I'm evading the attack where she zips all around the room a little bit better. I'm not taking as much damage off of it as I was before. We're not getting cut down from full, but I am landing into danger. Either I'm landing into the rear attack or I'm landing into her frontal attack where she does the grab. And I think it's one of those circumstances where as soon as you land, you just need to jump out of there and get out until you see what's going on. I just need to stay far away from her until we get a clear angle in and a better sense of how to read that at all. Yeah, you're saying that not landing into her is huge in phase 3. That's the thing, is that I don't know how much reaction time I have for that. It may just be that as soon as I land, I just need to jump out immediately, regardless of what's happening. Because I don't know enough about the sequence right now to even read it as a pattern. Let's get out. Just this opportunity. Oh no, bad. I'm definitely playing in the air a little too much in phase 2. We're getting hit by the projectile attack, the long-range attack rather, much more than I used to. And I've been forced to interrupt much more than I used to. So definitely we need to have a bit more ground discipline. We'll need to heal up in a moment. One heal in a bit, phase 2. No. I try to parry that when I think I'm within range of the uppercut, but I just never get it accurately. I'll need to burn out a heal very soon when I have the opportunity. No, you see, way out of position. And wrong way. Okay. Okay, no, I totally fell apart there. Let's stabilize. Get back into familiar territory. Too far within range. It just stood and blocked that when we were standing that close. No, that fell apart. That was a huge choke on every aspect of phase 2, and so that just wasn't going anywhere. Okay, let's recover a little bit and try to fix that.
Yeah, if we have a bigger bank of heals available going into phase 3, I think, as long as we spot the opportunities correctly, we might be able to make it out. Get out. Okay, this should do it. Relatively clean phase 1. I was worried it'll charge up a little early that time, but we got it. Good range. Nope, kind of interrupt this one. Heal. Let's just give her some clearance. Yeah, I have to stay out of range. Okay, stay on the ground. No. Okay, have to heal out of this one. No, misread it. Read it too late. Okay, 5 heals. This is our all-time best entry into phase 3. Let's not lose it too badly. Okay. Get out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, double parry, get out, and get out. I need to heal. No opportunity.
No opportunity at all. But that was the best entry into Phase 3 that we've had yet. We just couldn't do anything about it. I see that when she ports around, we kind of double tap to parry for the early part of the attack. The landings out of it that time were actually okay, but the problem is that we basically just got comboed down at the end there. That was quite promising. But I knew there was a pretty high risk of going 100 to 0 in moments if we just got a bad sequence, and unfortunately that's what happened. But that was pretty good up to that point. A little inaccurate. Yeah, a little too much damage here. We can do better. Okay. Phase 2. Let's not get off the ground too much. Wait for it. No, misread it. Okay, I was busy healing. I have to interrupt. Standing way too close for that. Didn't read it in time. Stand back a bit until I can get a heal going with the red heal coming back. There we go, 2 heals down. Let's just stabilize a little bit. That's not stabilizing a little bit. It's getting comboed down from all the way up because we basically got stun locked by the knockback. So, Art Pop, you think I'll get it this stream? Well, let's not call it yet. I mean, you know, there's a lot of work to be done. I feel like it's been encouraging though that we're almost never losing on Phase 1. We're steadily getting more heals available in Phase 3. Having heals available isn't even an issue most of the time. It's just getting comboed down from 100 to 0, right? And okay, that was falling apart a bit. That was a big choke. Speaking of Phase 1. Let's stabilize a bit. I need to heal up when I can. Bad already. Yeah, this one was kind of rough. Let's get our head back in the game here. No. This has been a really bad attempt. It's okay. Sometimes we just need to shake one of those out. Let's run out of this one. No, that was just a bad Phase 1 all around. I think that one, we knew that wasn't going anywhere, and let's just try to move on. I mean, it would have been nice to kind of make up for lost time
or lost ground with a good phase 2, but that timed over too many issues. Let's just have a bit of a mental reset. It is possible to tilt a bit psychologically from a bad attempt like that, so... Yeah, no. Once again, it's one of those things where I do the talisman attack and that makes me unable to do the air dodge because there is a bit of landing lag after the talisman, basically. It's definitely one thing we're consistently losing health to. No, let's get out. I wasn't going to get the block that time. I have no charges, no wonder. I'm not used to having no charges in this fight. We usually build up so many. We're going to be 2 heals down by the time we get out of this phase, I think. This should do it. I will need to heal. 2 heals down. Got chipped a little bit there, but that's okay. We got out. The worst is when you get hit by some kind of massive knockback combo. Okay, out just in time. I'm missing too many attacks here. Not great. I'll need to heal up in a moment. Let's get out first. Slipping a bit for sure, but we're making it. Get out a little bit. He's in trouble. No. Oh, almost got caught. I thought I got caught that time, actually. I didn't. No. No time to react after that landing, it seemed. Okay, let's try to stabilize here. Nope, have to interrupt this. I was in midair. I have to do it. Yikes. Okay, let's heal at the phase transition if we can.
missed it. We have to heal here. Let's get red first. Get the first interrupt. Missed. Have to burn a heal. And she'll do a double attack once more. Don't see the timing yet. Okay, back in familiar territory at least. Have to interrupt. Have to heal. Cannot miss on the basic attacks. Otherwise we'll get cut down pretty much immediately. Heal. Yeah, she does leave a bit of a trail that signals one of the next attacks sometimes, I think, but there's the white trail from the attack, and then if you're kind of in that line, you know you have to block very soon. Closer. Getting closer. Still having a lot of trouble on read in the last phase, but if we can get there cleanly, again and again, one of those attempts will stick. Yeah, that was probably blockable, but don't want to risk it. Okay, pretty clean phase one. Pretty good. Remember to stay grounded. For the most part, unless there's a very good reason to get out. Okay, let's get out. Nope. I was stuck in my sword combo too long. That was the biggest mistake we've made so far this attempt. Which has otherwise been pretty good. Have to dash out of it. Remember that. Okay, I actually parried that for once. Actually got that too. Let's not get too aggressive here. Careful. Okay. Best entry into phase 3 to date. It's going to be 2 heals down because I'm going to pop one preemptively now. Okay. Already halfway down on that. If we block the standard stuff, we might potentially be in good shape still. Pop a heal. Have to interrupt it. No. That was a whiff all around, but that's okay. Healed up. No. Hang on. Let's heal up. Oh, knockback combo all the way down. Heal up. Okay. Got blown up here. I need a heal now. We're burning through the whole bank. Wrong way. No. Last heal already. That's an unfortunate catch right there. Yeah, a lot of avoidable incidents there in phase 3, but then that was a little bit chaotic. That, however, was by far the best entry into phase 3 that we've had, where I had expended a heal, we were half a bar down. That was pretty good getting to that point. But there were just too many mishaps even on basic stuff that we should have known how to block there, and a little bit of panic here and there as we were spamming heals along the way. So yeah, we got her about halfway down. So it is progress. Steady progress. Cleanups under rhythm here. It's been a little bit rough this time. Nope, that was a risky heal, but we got it. Okay, one heal down, unfortunately, but, you know, a bit of sloppiness early on. Not quite. Heal up a little bit. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just got caught on that completely. Need to pop a heal here while we had the opportunity. Let's get out of here. I wasn't going to get that one. Oh, no. Jumped out too late. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, no, that's an attempt losing moment right there, so... Couple of chokes. Yeah, no, this has been choke central in this phase. Let's try to stabilize. No. Okay, that was way off. Yeah, you're saying I've hit a new personal best about 5 times in the last half hour or so? Have we actually been lasting long enough to do that? Because the thing is, this fight takes a while to chip down. I guess we're faster now that we're getting the damage from the Hedgehog Jade, but... just to get to phase 3 is usually about 5 minutes of work at least, right? So... I don't know, I don't have a good sense of time until I look over the videos sometimes, because this fight is so quick that it totally warps your perception of how much time has elapsed. Like, it's so rapid, rather. But the progress has definitely been felt. A little bit inaccurate. Oh, no, I was trying to... Well, same issue as usual. I tried to drop the talisman, and then I am unable to get the block because it's unavailable. That's killed us so many times here. I need to heal. And the opportunity has not been coming. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's stabilize a bit. No, misread. Yeah, that fell apart quickly in phase 1. No, I made a big misread. I was expecting to do the unbounded counter on the orb attack, and that was a critical mistake. Well, we're gonna inch closer, I hope. Get some charges going. Too high. There we go. Okay, do have to burn one heal, but otherwise we are only one heal down at phase 1. Standing too close. Yeah, if you stand too close, then it's hard to find the timing on that. Nope, forgot about that. That the orb attack is followed up by the rear. Just forgot about it that time. Have to hit and run out of that. Timing. No, I was out of position. Have to interrupt. No, that was terrible all around. That was just really rough. No, we're just getting killed here. I have to interrupt, I was mid-heal. Here we go. Too inaccurate. Yeah, this is a bad phase 2, but we'll try to make it work. Let's get out. I'm not going to try to block that one. Bad range reading there. Missed it. No, that's not gonna go this time. It was too high for the interrupt. Yeah. Getting close to phase 3 on that one, but there was a lot of sloppiness in both 1 and 2, so we need to get through more attempts like these so we can get a clean start in 3 again. Yeah, a lot of the parry timing was inaccurate that time. Oh, that was a bad misread, but luckily I was out of range. I'm almost out of charges I have to build up. Okay. Full health going into phase 2. This is the first time we've ever done that. That's encouraging. Let's not fall apart. Still on red health, that's okay. Oh, need to interrupt. I was in midair. Too far out. Inaccurate. But we'll get it back if we can. Let's get out of range for this. That was bad. Really bad, actually. But far out. Far out. That's okay. Still defensively fine. Bit inaccurate. We'll need a heal. Caught at the last moment here, getting into the next phase almost. I'm not going to mess around to red health for that. I have to heal, so. Okay, let's try to stabilize here. Trying to find an opportunity. Okay, that should be it. As long as I remember to dash out of that. Phase 3, 5 heals remaining. Not our very best, but pretty good. No, landed directly into the grab. No, landed directly into that. Oh, come on. No, have to interrupt it. No, dash out. Still on red health, though. I don't think we'll keep it for very long, though. Unless we parry a lot better. Yeah, that's a little more familiar. Yeah, the line tells you where the next attack is going to be. But we're going to be down on the last heal in a moment. Yeah, right now. No. and just combo down here, unfortunately, and it's gonna be death very soon. And look at that, landed directly into the Worm Embrace. I mean, that is something that can be hit with the aerial parry, but we need better timing on that, I think, where we just kind of have to expect it on the way down and just hit the block before landing, regardless of what's going on, perhaps. Because I'm landing into trouble far too often, and yeah, but I'm getting a sense of what the way to react to the rapid attack all over the screen is, that there is sometimes that big horizontal white streak that tells you which vertical position you should be looking at. As in, which vertical line on the screen you're kind of crossing when the attack is coming in. And that gives you a rough sense of the block timing. And we were hitting at least partial blocks. There was a big chunk of red health that I just didn't have time to replenish. So we know that we're not completely off when it comes to the timing. It's just that when we do get hit, the knockback is really just going to spoil the whole attempt from there. So, a couple of mishaps that time, but an improvement. And was that the attempt just now where we had the perfect phase 1 with full health, or was that the one before? I think it was this one just now. So, definitely some signs of encouragement. No, let's get up. I'm gonna risk it. Too low on charges, actually. Let's rebuild. Phase 1 down. No, I had range issues that time and this time too. Yeah, no. I wasn't expecting 2 of those in a row. Just dash into both of them. Nope. Very rough. No, couldn't jump in time. Okay, this attempt is going badly now. Yeah, no, that was standing too far away, actually. That threw off the timing a little bit because I was not able to hang on to the block for long enough. Nope. That's unfortunate. I had a lot of red health. I was trying to get back there. Getting a little too low here. Get that red health back and try to heal up after that. Do it. Okay, one heal down, unfortunately, but we'll make it. Oh no. That was way out of position. No, I have to interrupt this one. I'm out of position again. No, I'm in trouble. I have to heal. Can't wait for the red either. Let's just heal here. Okay. Oh, get out. Oh, it's back. No. Jumping poorly into that. Standing too far. Kind of a rough attempt this time. Let's try to get red health back and then I'll heal. Nope, out of position, was interrupt. We're getting hit by the downward attack far too often. Nearly got into phase 3 that time, but a lot of things fell apart. I don't know why I've been having so much trouble dodging out of the downward attack. I think I'm occasionally mistakenly trying to block it when I should commit to a dash out to the side. So, occasionally just hesitating a bit on that read. bit too inaccurate. No, too close. Let's get out. I'll have to heal out of this one. We had some issues there, but in the end, only one heal down. So we recovered a little bit. No, caught on the landing. That's unfortunate. I'll need to heal when possible. No, just not getting out fast enough there. Missed the first one. That's what happens when you're standing a little too far. No, it's too low. Should have been an easy dodge there at time too. Should have been an easy one that time too. Missing timings here. No, it's standing way too close. Okay, I have to heal up. Yeah, this phase 2 has been a bit rough all around. We're getting into phase 3, but that was pretty messy in the last part of phase 2. Getting over eager with a lot of the attacks here. Oh, that's gonna be a miss. Yeah, it's just block on the landing. I don't know why I did that, but that's okay. Okay, so basically 3 different follow-ups on the ranged attack now. We need to be prepared for all of them. Prepared for the landing. No. But we are getting the block on the landing a little bit better. A little bit better. And yeah, Redna, you've seen this before. You know it's a wild fight. We're at about 9 hours of progression on this fight. I have been getting to phase 3 pretty often. But this is probably the hardest single boss I've done on stream. Nothing has really been in this territory. But it's been a steady learning process. It's just a lot to learn, that's all. Okay, let's get up for this one. Not gonna get the counter this time. Oh no, got caught. Terrible. Okay, that should do it for this phase. Phase 1, rough around a few edges, but we still made it out without using heals yet, so. Missed it. Well, slightly out of range. It's always a bit of a problem being still within range for the uppercut. I'm amazed I got it that time. I thought my timing was way off. Yep. A little toasted there. No, we need to interrupt. I'm out of position. Okay. Whoa, big misread, but luckily not punished. Nope, got out. Just in time. No, that was horrible. Okay, phase 3. We do need to pop the heal. 4 heals remain going into phase 3. Not the best, not the worst. But learnable. Let's just do a bit of hit and run here. While we learn the dodges. Okay, I need to interrupt out of that one. I was out of position. No, just caught at the very end. I knew I was supposed to get out of there, but I just didn't have dash. Okay, got that one at least. Got that one too at least. Oh, no, missed my talisman. Do I have charges? I have charges. No, 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 no. We're in big trouble. Too high for the interrupt that time. One more heal remains. I have to heal soon, when the opportunity arises. That's the last one. Nope, no opportunity to attack in. That's my last arrow. We probably shouldn't have used it, but... No, 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 got caught. Too low, too low. I was ready to land and do the bounce, but we hit the floor too early. That was a new personal best. Red Knight, you never beat this guy? Okay. Well, it is a wild fight. I mean... I guess that's why we have the Kwafu emote, right? So he can look all disappointed. That was getting close and plausible. You'll notice that we're doing a lot better defensively against the attack that goes wild all over the place, because the thing is, you deflect 2 slashes quickly, and then it gives you a very clear tell for whether you have to dodge or parry in midair. And then the landing is the biggest problem, actually. So the survivability on that attack has been improving a lot. This is a terrible attempt already. It'll probably be a wash, but that's what happens after a good attempt sometimes. Sometimes we just need to shake out a bad one afterwards and recover our senses. But let's try to do the best we can, despite the early disadvantage. Just for the practice. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, this will probably not go. I'm just going to reset this one. I am not mentally ready to dive into that one just yet, so... Okay. Let's take a moment to just wipe this sweat off my hands for a moment and hydrate. And just make sure we're in a good position to not be physically distracted by any kind of discomfort or anything that'll break focus. But yeah, that good attempt looked like it could have been plausible. Just ran a little bit out of juice with the heals. We were in that with 4 heals on phase 3. We know we've done better than that before, for instance. No. Bad positioning. Oh, bad positioning, but we got out. No, that was a misread. Huge misread, but out of range, luckily. Okay, let's just stabilize a little bit. Okay, pretty good phase one. Nearly perfect, but not quite. In terms of keeping full health. I need to interrupt this one. I'm out of position. I could have deflected the second one or the third one perhaps, but I was out of position in terms of timing, so don't want to risk it. I'll need a heal soon. Like right now. Okay. Get out of range. Just want to stabilize a little bit here. Sometimes we just need to avoid and defend for a little bit while I just mentally recollect myself. Let's get out. No. Terrible landing. We will need to heal in a moment. Nope. Downward attack causes problems. Get out. This should get us phase 3. I think I should heal preemptively. It's burning about half a heal's worth, but we can get comboed down so quickly, I have to do it. Mind the landing? Okay. I'm about to get comboed down completely. I need heal. That's okay. That's doable. That landing worried me. I need to heal. Phase 4. That was unbelievably close. That was unbelievably close. Okay, when do we use the rhizomatic arrow? Yeah, because I was thinking, you know, I'd take one dip in the flames or something and I'm gone. As your mentor, I have to admit, you've improved a lot. You moved with grace and showed no trace of fear. Are you not scared, Yi, knowing that everything might turn to dust? I am scared. But I have also learned to accept failure. You didn't learn that from me. It's almost time. That was over 9 hours of attempts on this boss, and you know, it felt shorter. It honestly felt shorter. Probably because the fight itself on a good attempt is so long. Thank you for joining me as we bring an end to this era. It seems not even you can stop the inexorable wheel of history. No, stop. Solarians will last forever and ever, a shining beacon of the universe. Okay, Kwafu, you gave me some ammunition. Let's surely not miss with one shot on this thing. And Art Pop, thank you for clipping that. Poor Gumong still doesn't have her legs. Well, of course not. I mean, we chopped them off well and good. Anyway, all of the former sites of the other bosses are going to be shaken to their foundations and enveloped with all of these vines. But look at that, they're still partying too, because that's just what they do in their permanent state of denial. Where are you guys at? About 300,000 li away from New Kunlun. Is everything okay there? Good. Then you should be out of range. Okay. Time for the Rhizmatic Arrow. What do you mean? What are you doing? Agong infected the primordial roots before she died. Now, I have to destroy it. Yeah, so Artpop, you said you thought it was funny that after 9 hours of attempts, I never forgot to pick up the stuff, even though it didn't really matter. The thing is, it's a visual distraction, right? I was definitely thinking about the fact that if you pick it up late and save it, then you can get a little bit of health replenishment and your ammunition back or something. And of course, there have been fights much earlier in the game when I did probably forget to pick it up at some point or didn't do so quickly enough. But in this case, you just clear it off the board and then I can focus and I don't have to plan around it. Obviously, there's room for improvement in using it as a source of replenishment if you want to strategize like that, which is very much what we did in Silksong when it came to often holding back and popping the cocoons. But in this particular case, I just did not want to deal with it. You're going to detonate a rhizomatic bomb? Well, I mean, he gave it to us for a reason. That will destroy the entire island, I know. But this is the only way I can put an end to this disaster. Perhaps this will finally allow Kunlun, allow everything to return to nature. 06i, you're saying you could lure it out since it's a looping arena? Which part? But what about you? I'm sorry, but you'll have to take care of everything else. I've been a terrible friend, always making messes for you to clean up. That's not true, brother. Don't worry about it. Is Xuan nearby? I want to speak to him. Xuan, I need you to listen carefully. I'm afraid I won't be able to pick you up. You lied to me. Promise me you'll eat well and live well on the pale blue planet, even when you're on your own. You lied to me. Also, remember to teach yourself swimming. I'm sure you'll be swimming in the sea in no time, even without me there to help. 06i, you're saying run to the other side so it's not a distraction, and when health is low, pick up the stuff. Yeah, in terms of just getting yourself to safety. Oh, I see what you mean. That basically you get it off the screen and then you run back to it afterwards. There's no way I would remember to do that in the middle of a fight. Too much going on, but that's a worthwhile thought. Obviously, picking up from death is itself room for improvement, and if you can strategize around that and actually keep your mind attentive to it as a possibility, then yeah, that would be great. Dr. Cliché, of course, swimming is one of those things, you're saying, that people can famously teach themselves completely safely. Well, I mean, he taught himself calligraphy and pottery and cooking and all these other things. Surely not drowning can be added to the list. Here with the smartest kid he's ever seen. No, we can't do anything without you, E. Why are you doing this? Why would you lie to me? If you're going to throw me away, then why did you save me? You were the one who saved me. You helped me understand so much that I didn't before. I feel very fortunate to have spent all this time with you. Thank you, Xuan. In the end, you were the one who woke me up. You were even able to bring me some hope for this world. Don't say that. I don't want you to go. You can't go. Wah. Don't cry. Somebody once told me this. Life and death are one. When the end comes, we'll just return to heaven and earth.
Why am I being left behind again? It's not fair. What am I supposed to do when I miss you? Don't worry. Whether you're under the sun's warm embrace or floating upon that boundless ocean, I'll be there as a part of you for all eternity. Okay, I better get going. Take care. Don't. Now, just to verify, this is the one that qualifies as the true ending, right? Choosing to save the ape men. We're not in for a harder fight. Harder version of the same fight, are we? I wouldn't assume so. Okay. Let's watch the ending. And his sister awaits. You're saying the bad ending, the boss only has 2 phases. Oh, and then she doesn't do the transformation at the end then to ascend to a new species. Interesting. Because then that would have only taken us 6 hours rather than 9, given how long it took me to see phase 3 for the first time. Yeah, once we understood how the deflection pattern was being signaled in phase 3, we were able to deal with it. I mean, I just barely scraped by. But with that last attempt, I could feel I was close, even several heals away, which was why I was starting to heal preemptively a little bit too. Just fill up the bar. And in the end, I think that was worth it. But yeah, today's attempts felt good right off the bat in terms of just getting the parry accuracy on the standard attacks down in a way that we just didn't really put together the last time we were on this. And the fact that I could distinguish the rhythms right away with the either the 4 broad long attacks or the 2 attacks followed by the triple tap. You know, we were able to visualize those much more clearly than before, and that was hugely beneficial to the overall success rates of our attempts just even getting out of phase 1. And so anyway, here's the team at Red Candle Games. Absolutely fantastic production. Like I said, I never played the studio's earlier horror games that I am aware of before they made this. They'll even have a vocal theme song in Mandarin. I love that it's subtitled at the back in the visible way that the credits will just get out of the way of. Anyway, let's listen. Reflect. And Art Pop, yeah, I had a bad phase 1 right before the good attempt. I was actually thinking during the bad phase 1 there that, you know, this is maybe actually an auspicious sign. So, it's sort of interesting with this game that when it comes to what we normally think of as Metroid-style progression, where it's typically combat skills that are kind of rolled in with movement skills that didn't open up the map. But there's actually very little in the way of movement skills in this game, if you think about it. The one thing that is maybe unconventional... Oh yeah, here's the credit for Solarian Linguist, for the conlang, I guess. But, oh, and credits for the song as well. But yeah, you get your standard stuff like the double jump and the side dash, and you just know they're coming at some point. And the one twist on it is the extra bounce you get from the aerial parry. But apart from that, you don't actually develop movement skills so much over the course of the game, but it's in some ways kind of oddly very focused because the boss fights are so well designed that they kind of push your whole repertoire in. It's much more about strategizing around the deflections, I guess, overall, but that in itself is what folds into the map progression with how you get through all the organic matter at the end, for instance, using the talisman. Because if you think about it, the range of movement that you have is extremely focused. You don't really even get much other than a standard 3-hit sword combo, for instance. You do get a downward attack, which we actually hardly use, even though it is equivalent to the parry bounce on top of anything with a green outline. But you don't actually have very much flexibility when it comes to what your character can do, and in spite of that, it feels like such an incredibly dynamic game just because of all of the different things that you can do with the deflection. It's actually a remarkable case of squeezing lots and lots of mechanics out of something that at its core is actually extremely focused and simple. Because usually with games in this genre, it's some kind of twist to the movement skills that really stick out for me in the long run. But with this one, it's very much just about how all of the boss fights are just these complete showpieces that give you so much variety out of just a very basic set of things that you can do. Anyway, that's the ending. Unless we have an additional scene. Well, okay, there's the crowdfunding credits. And I assume that some of the rooms that we found, like the room after the bell puzzle, that when you see portraits and names and quotations, etc., that a lot of those were backer rewards. As you can see, we're still in the A section here, so we can probably talk about this game for quite a while before we get through it. And yeah, the credits were really beautifully designed here as well. I don't know that I like it better than Silksong necessarily in terms of the combat mechanics. They do different things, I would say. With Silksong, you have just this remarkable range of choice, especially with the different movement styles that you can build into that feel like completely different character classes. Like I said, the closest point of comparison to this game is actually Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which also has that interplay of parry and dodge, and even the same way of signaling what is or isn't blockable. It's kind of interesting. Both of these games, Nine Souls and Lost Crown, both came out in 2024. They were both developed independently of each other at around the same time. And they really do kind of come as a pair. Even though with The Lost Crown, you can attack in all directions and you get a lot more aerial juggling and you get a lot more control over where you bounce enemies around the screen, very similar to some games like Guacamelee, which do the same thing, where you just kind of control where you launch everything, right? This game is pure kind of damage in, damage out. And definitely by the end of the last fight, we had to have a much better understanding of how the red health recovery system works. In terms of how to play into it, when to get out and let yourself heal, when to take advantage of the fact that you can recover quickly by just blocking more precisely and attacking more precisely, where there is this really delicate balance of risk and reward that comes entirely from that system that for a long time in this game, I didn't necessarily fully understand and wasn't really pushed to understand. That we didn't have to deliberately strategize around red health in the early fights the way that we needed to do much later. But by the end, I'm glad that it really does push you to just understand everything about the system. And it's one of those really great final fights, I think, where you kind of start out just trying to survive past 5 or 10 seconds, and then gradually you start dealing in more optimizations to get further, like how we gradually worked in more unbounded counters, and we gradually worked in more aggressive talisman attacks into places where we previously just ran away, right? Anyway, Arpop, you're saying there's still an epilogue scene. Well, let's see what's going on. Yeah, because we need to see the ape men return to the pale blue planet, right? Where nature has healed. The Mystic Nymph actually momentarily made me think of all the plasmium in Hollow Knight, and which will no doubt be followed up in Sea of Sorrow. And yeah, Quafu made it all the way here with the rest of the 8 men. And well, let's listen carefully. This music's still going. Do I need to press something, or... Oh. Oh, that's interesting. That we have a new end screen here at the end. The new Battle Memories option. I'll look at that in just a moment. We're obviously done for the day. I don't know if that's just a gallery or... Yeah, and then you have an adventure completed save here with your timestamp. Obviously the full time, including menu time, was probably about 10 hours longer than that, I think. Battle Memories, what is this? Let's just take a look quickly. Oh, wait. Why is it loading up? What happened here? Battle Memories? Is it just opportunity to refight things, or what is this? There's no map, though. Or maybe we can interact with this to see... Oh, okay, so you can probably refight everything. Maybe it's a boss rush mode or something? I don't know. Yeah, so that's what it is, that you can actually have a boss rematch mode against everybody if you would really like to, and I guess we can do it with our full spec, with everything that we have available. And yeah, nothing is plugged in right now, so you get to rebuild it from scratch. But you do have the full skill tree and everything that we've obtained, and no currency, of course, but we don't need it. Yeah, I mean, I guess the fights are fun enough that if you really want to challenge yourself to do a no-hit or do a little speed check on it, then you can pursue that independently. Interesting. And, well, I mean, that's all you can do with it, though, looks like. But that is it for 9 Souls, and yeah, what a wonderful experience. I'm glad we managed to fit this in, because I had been looking forward to playing this for quite a long time, and it was just a matter of just finding the right opportunity, and despite taking a lot longer on the final boss than I expected to, given the difficulty tuning of the rest of the game up to that point, we pushed through it at our own pace and got it done. And in the end, it didn't really feel that exhausting to get through. I mean, maybe last time, around last session. This session, I felt we just had steady progress. And didn't really get stuck spinning our wheels on any particular part of the pattern. It was just a matter of, putting everything together just consistently enough. And even with the last attempt that was finally successful, not everything about the phase 1 and 2 that time was the best, right? But we managed to put it together. And Art Pop, you're saying at some point I should look up the bad ending just to see. Yeah, I will. I'm probably not going to bother playing through it myself since we've proven that we can beat Megong the hard way. So I'm pretty satisfied with this here. Anyway, I will be logging off for today and bidding farewell to this game for now. Right on time for the music to swell. And I will see what the schedule is like going into April. I do have a next action game planned already, but for a number of reasons we might save it for late into next week. Next week we'll also be looking at the monthly Donkey Kong Bonanza Challenge again, as usual, because it is finally back after a longer absence than usual. But on the Discord, I'll be saying more in good time about the next thing that we're doing, which I'll hopefully be able to squeeze in early April. And other than that, and of course, if Red Knight's still here, I encourage him to go back and finish that final fight himself. I mean, if I can do it, he can do it. And Art Pop, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Reliving the game again in your own right. I'll definitely be on the lookout for other playthroughs of this to see other people taking on some of the bosses, because I think they are extremely spectator friendly just to look at them. And partly it's just, how beautifully animated this game is on the whole, but when you know the fights and when you can see the traps and understand the patterns and see things coming, there's, I think, a great deal of value in seeing different approaches as well, especially because there's so much flexibility to how people can approach the Jades and their Talisman of Choice and so much else. So I'm glad I was able to show this off. Thanks so much for watching. We'll pass you folks on somewhere else in just a moment, as soon as I've determined a destination. And have a wonderful time with everything that you may be playing or making or reliving, for all I know. And as always, fare thee well.